Heis, this is not a steam locomotive.
It's not. It is the
But it
God's...
has a push bar to drive the wheels.
It is God's strongest, smallest little dude. It's very good.
This is like a hybrid of the earliest generation of diesel, where they were still pushing the wheels with a single bar, but yet it's run by an electric diesel engine, right?
It's a diesel mechanical, so it's not even electric. There's not it is literally mechanically coupled to one of the wheels.
It's like a big diesel truck.
It's like a big diesel truck, yeah.
That's
They have
awesome.
then they have connecting rods all the way down to the wheels. You can actually see
great.
where the gear train comes in. It's behind the wheels. It almost looks like it's supposed to be like an 080 or something.
Right.
But then there's no wheel
today
back
we're gonna
there.
pull the heaviest load known to mankind, 14 iron cars to the steel mill.
1,204 tons. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably not the heaviest load in the game, but it's a lot. That's a lot.
This
and
thing
most
can
of the
do
other
that,
engines
no problem.
Dude, this thing pulls the world. I actually don't know if this is tonnage for it or not, but it is just too strong. This choo-choo is too powerful.
All right, so just like before, we're gonna race. This engine apparently has shifter gears. Heis has given me a diagram of the shifting. There's two little gearboxes right here, and apparently, depending on the position, I'm assuming 1 is low and 8 is high. So, like, as I go faster, I need a shift.
Correct. Yeah, if I'm
And there's
remembering
no
that right.
clutch.
No clutch. It's just got a fluid coupling. And in order to be fair to Con, I don't know the shifting pattern off the top of my head, and I'm not going to look at it to
I'm
try
gonna
and make
keep
it
mine up.
even here.
So, what's the like? I drive standard vehicles, and I can shift from first to third. You know, can I do that here?
Apparently, you can do that. You can skip a gear or two depending on the load.
But you'll stall out the engine if you go too hard. Is what'll happen.
Yeah, and then you blow up the transmission. Ask
Oh,
me
and then
how
you
I
blow
know.
up the transmission. Oh,
Yeah,
perfect.
you can literally crater the transmission and it shatters everything.
Oh,
in the cab,
good.
and
I'm
it's,
really excited. I can't
yeah.
wait to have a new engine that I can blow up.
Yep. Been there, done that. Got the T-shirt. So.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
We're gonna do this.
Yes.
Racing time. Everybody, sync up your videos.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, hey, actually gave a countdown this time. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't much of a countdown though.
I
All
mean,
right,
it was some.
I remember some things. Okay, so I gotta turn on like everything.
Yar! We need to release the handbrake.
I don't need the wipers. Handbrake's off. That's off.
I would like lights in the cab. Those are
Guess
not.
who's already moving backwards, bro?
Well,
Oh,
okay,
I'm getting wheel slip.
Life's hard.
Oh yeah, I'm just
way.
grinding right through the handbrake. Oh my god, the handbrake! I see why you said yar. It's a pirate wheel.
It feels like it, doesn't it? Okay. Oh, God, this thing is so cool, and
It's
also
pushing-
so jank.
It's handbrake all the way down, isn't it?
All the way down cuts it off. Yeah,
Oh,
you might
my
have the
handbrake is already
independent.
off.
Mine was 2. I was kind of surprised by that.
Oh,
You might
I-
have the
I-
independent on, maybe.
I dunked really hard.
It's fine. The cars need a good dunking every now and then. There we go. Handbrake off.
All right, with this kind of coupler, I've always wondered. You know, you have a coupler on both the locomotive and you have it on the cars.
Yeah.
Is there a like standard for like which one should go where? Like should you use the locomotive's one pulling the car loop, or should you have the car one pulling the locomotive? You know what I mean? Like, does it matter?
You know, I'm gonna leave that to my commenters who experience these to inform us in the comments, because I don't honestly know. I have no clue. I imagine there's some sort of standard procedure for that, but I'm not familiar with it. Also,
I stalled out my engine, by the way.
I
just
stalled
trying-
mine too, trying to
Yeah,
start.
I pushed it into the cars and stalled it completely.
I'm underway now.
I'm on the way now too, but my train brake is not. I don't have enough brake pipe pressure.
Yeah, I didn't wait for that, and it pulled through it because it is God's strongest train.
Yeah, it is pulling through it for me too.
There's a little bit of a hill getting out of the iron ore mine. It's not much, but it's right at the
Dude,
bridge.
this thing sounds ridiculous.
Dude,
It's like I'm taking off in a freaking plane.
Dude, it's ridiculous. I love this thing.
All right, so I'm in full throttle. Now I need a shift. Oh, I almost went from first to like 7th.
What is going to dink? Oh, the oil temp is very hot. that's fine.
Oh my god, the shifting in this is amazing, dude.
Dude, it's so cool. It's literally a stick shift locomotive, and it's got 2 gearboxes.
All right, I'm pulling. I'm actually pulling everything out.
It is the strongest train, okay? Like, bar none.
All right.
DM3 is so cool.
I'm in 4th gear, man. I'm in 4th.
I don't know which gear I'm in. I'm just trying to remember.
Warning to bring the throttle back.
Yeah, I've got that too.
I love that you can throttle it down and then shift up, you know?
Right. It's like truly a mechanical. Yeah. It's literally just a giant version of a semi-truck, basically.
Oh my god, I love this. I'm in the 3rd person view now, dude. The back linkage, like that back yellow, the mechanical transmission part that just spins there, that's hilarious.
Right.
Like, who thought this up and was like, you know, this is going to be a good idea. Let's put a really big diesel engine. We'll connect it with the transmission. We'll have these 2 weird shifter things. It'll be perfect.
Right. I am losing speed up this hill.
I am too.
I'm trying not to stall. I don't know what RPM it wants to stall at. Oh, I'm getting wheel slip now. Sand, please.
I just downshifted to 1st.
Yep, I'm in 1st now, too.
I'm in 2nd now.
Come on!
No, it wheel slips in 2nd.
Yeah, you gotta have, you're gonna need to run sand with it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sort of maintaining, like, 5 kilometers an hour.
Yeah, I'm doing 5 right now.
Literally.
Full sand, full throttle in 1st gear.
It's just
I don't
strongest
know if it's
choo-choo.
gonna work. Oh, my oil pressure's going, like, my oil temp's going up.
Mine's rated 100 right now, so, or maybe it's 105. Right on the edge of the red zone.
If I bring the throttle up 1 notch, then I'm okay.
Yeah, don't run it full. It seems to be maintaining temp if you run it just a little bit less.
I got a red flashing light above my oil, but I think I'm okay.
Yeah, it doesn't blow up till the gauge gets all the way over. That's how that works, right?
Yeah, exactly. The red line is just a suggestion. It's not a hard limit.
I think the red line is actually where it starts incurring fees because you've damaged the locomotive. But that doesn't matter in Sandbox.
My problem.
Yeah, doesn't
this
matter
train's
in
gonna
Sandbox.
make like 44 grand, dude. It'll be fine.
Yeah, I think we're fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Dude, this is a slugfest, though. Holy cow.
Yeah, this is the slowest race of all time.
It's like 2% though, and it doesn't care.
Yeah, this
is actually the biggest train I've ever run in Derail Valley. I've never run something.
Oh, you've never run 14 cars?
No, I've never run 14 cars at 1,200 pounds or 1,200 tons.
We need to teach you how to precision scheduled railroad in Derail Valley. Run a couple of kilometer long train.
My only concern, honestly, is slowing down. That's
gonna be interesting. We have an engine brake, and you can go into the right gear and use the engine brake kind of as a dynamic brake, like a Jake brake on a truck. You can do that.
Wait, you could just like bring your throttle down.
And then you start advancing the engine brake. Yeah, there's literally a lever labeled engine brake on the stand. So, yeah, you know, but the likelihood of accidentally blowing up the choo-choo, I think, is pretty high there.
Yeah, I shift from 2nd to 4th with this thing.
I've been skipping gears. Someone's told me before that, like, you can just kind of skip gears, and rather than using, like, all 9 of the positions or whatever, you can pretty much just use 5 of them, and so that's kind of how I'm treating it. Well, and I'm hopefully remembering it right, but
it's kind of like a truck. There's like, you know, you got big 14-speed trucks.
Right.
And like, you know, I literally go 1st, 2nd, 4th, 6th, 8th. That's how I'm shifting in this thing.
That seems to be
now, dude. I'm in freaking 8th gear, just, you know, cranking it.
I'm doing 45 right now myself.
Oh, okay, I'm not going that fast. I'm doing 30. But I'm getting there. I'm at 8th
30
gear.
feels like Mach Jesus after that 5 kilometer an hour little race there.
I keep looking back. I'm just expecting my train to not be there one of these times, you know? Like, I feel like I don't know how train drivers do it. I would just, I guess you just get used to the fact you're like, whatever, I'm towing out two or 3 miles of stuff behind me. It's fine.
If you lose something, the air dumps come. You
Oh,
will
that's
know.
true.
You will know if you have lost
As
something.
long as your air's up, then you're fine.
All right, we are officially getting spicy derail sounds. I'm doing about 70.
I'm doing 50. But I have a feeling I'm about to do 60. So now I gotta leave it in gear and play with my throttle, essentially.
Yeah, I'm leaving it in 8th. I think that's the secret.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't want to, like, your engine, it over revs at 1,000 RPM. So if you're, if you're in 8 or whatever. Oh god, this is spicy fast already.
Still line to the right. Oh god, that was just a yoink.
Oh, this has one of those self-lapping brakes again.
Is it self-lapping or non-self-lapping? Because I
don't know. I have to hold it forward for it to stay in the full position, and then...
Oh, okay, then that's non-self-lapping, so it's like the steam engine. Yeah, I need to watch the gauges while I do that. Make sure that I'm doing the right thing.
Basically, you have to watch the gauges while you brake, essentially.
Yeah, you can't just move the handle and advance the handle to make it brake more.
There we go. Got the switch.
Yeah.
This thing, it picks up speed so fast down a hill.
Yeah, I mean, well, we've got 1,200 tons behind us, Con. Gravity's your friend.
Yeah, gravity is like, oh my god, we're going down this, like, switchback. I'm just...
Yeah, it's non-self-lapping brakes. So you have to lap it manually. Took about a 5-bar set. Or not a 5-bar, a 1-bar.
Okay, so how does this work then? I've got the red meter, right? And the red meter is where I want my brake pipe pressure to be at. Like,
so the red is your brake cylinder and the black is your brake pipe. So you want to reduce your brake pipe, usually somewhere on the order of 1 bar. It's about 15 PSI, like 14.7, right? That's a pretty, like, solid amount of braking. And then, like, 3/4 or 1/2 a bar is, like, a minimum kind of amount of braking. So you want to hold it in the second position you can move it to. You watch it slowly reduce to the value you want, and then you bring it back 1 position. And then you've lapped it, and it'll hold and retain that set you've added to the pipe.
So I bring the black one down to, like, 3 or something.
I wouldn't go to 3. 3 is a lot. You're going to burn brake shoes. I would take it down to 4.
Just bring it down to 4 to slow down a bit.
Yeah. That's a pretty significant brake set already.
Also, can we talk about how this gearbox would work? Like, I'm 99% sure it's literally just 2 gears, and you're just picking which gear on either side.
I'm not entirely certain which how it works, because it's 3 speeds per gearbox, right?
Right,
so
and
then
the combination is what gives you all the different ratios.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
There's no clutch. It's just a fluid coupling, so it's just got basically a torque converter in it. Spicy. It's fine. Oh, I'm coming up on that 4, I think. Yeah, there it is.
I'm cruising now.
Don't fail me now, brake shoes.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a braking competition now. I'm just going to let it brake coming down this. This engine's ridiculous. I can't believe how small it is and how much it pulls.
Dude, mechanicals. They're ridiculous.
Uh-oh.
My brake shoes are mad.
I fell off my train.
Oh, you fell... not the tracks, but the train.
I'm back in. Okay, I'm doing 75. All right, so I got to bring the brake pressure up a little bit. And then down 1 notch from where I was, and it'll hold it there. Okay.
Yeah, you reduce... You go to application, it constantly reduces the brake pipe at a certain rate, and then a reduction of the brake pipe is what causes the train to brake. So then you have to lap it to hold that reduction.
Right.
And for context, I say that 1 bar is a lot because on our railroad with 4% grades and our trains that we run at the museum, we never take much more than a 10 PSI reduction. And that's partially because a lot of the cars we have are older and wooden and not that heavy. Anything more than 10 pounds and they start to lock up their wheels and slide. And so 1 bar is already 15 PSI. Like, that's already a significant amount of braking.
I just realized I'm like drowning you out with the sounds of this game.
The game is very loud, it's true. Particularly when you've got the screaming thing. So maybe use my audio when you sync up the videos.
Yeah, I'm gonna, it's fine. I turned my game down again.
It's fine. Yeah.
As soon as like you activate the brake shoes, you just hear like, it's like,
hear
oh, I'm
that.
sorry, Heist, what were you saying? Did you have something important to tell me about this?
No,
okay, thank you.
sorry, we can't hear you over our brake shoes dying.
Yeah, my brake shoes don't exist anymore. It's fine.
That's fine. I haven't had to brake for a minute here. I'm doing about 60, and okay, well there's a 4, so I guess we'll.
Yeah, I was doing
never mind.
60, then I hit a 4, and then I braked, and now there's an 80, but it's going down to a 60. Well, full send it. This thing literally sounds like a World War II plane trying to take off when you throttle it up. It's hilarious.
It's awesome, dude. Such a cool locomotive. Mechanicals
All right, so if I
are...
have a bigger train behind me, right? Lots of weight.
Yes.
Aren't I less likely to derail?
Depends. Drink.
Like in a fast corner?
It's gonna hold you a little bit more, right? Like the forces.
Yeah, like it's gonna try and keep me on the track.
Yes, but you're also getting more gravity, so if you're going downhill, you're also likely to be going faster. So it's kind of a little yes, little no. But yeah, the coupling force between the cars is trying to hold you to the inside of the curve, for sure. Yeah, mechanical locomotives are dope. We have 2 at the museum. One which last ran like 10 years ago, and it's got an issue with its clutch. So hopefully we'll make it run someday again.
Dude, remember when we were talking about Chew Fast, Chew Furious?
Yes.
This is the engine. This is like, can you imagine the close-up shots you could do with the 2 hands shifting gears? Like,
oh my god, I can hear the trap music right now while it's happening.
yeah, like, oh man, he's getting him. Put it 8, clink, both forward, like just you know.
Ka-tunk. Yeah. Yeah, mechanical locomotives, fast, very fun. Oh god, I'm just bogging down. I always forget about the little reverse hill right here. It's not liking being in 8th. It's not.
Oh,
the temp's not doing great.
Well, hope I don't need sand anymore.
Oh, did you leave your sand on the entire time?
I left my sand on, and now my reservoir is empty.
That's fine. You don't need sand.
I don't think I need sand anymore. Yeah, I forgot to turn it off after the first event.
You might need sand. All right, there's a 4, and we're going downhill again, so we'll just give her a little break now. Yeah, one of our.
But a notch 8, bro. Notch 8.
Notch 8. Don't be late. Notch 8. Don't be late.
Double gears.
Okay, I'm doing 50 through a 40. Please,
yeah, I'm doing
please
45
brakes.
through a 40.
Please brakes.
We're actually probably pretty close, to be honest, in this. Have you gotten to the T-switch after the spiral yet?
No, I'm just about there.
Yeah, I'm just about there too. This is actually
going to be a close race. Well, that's going to encourage me to run the train stupidly.
Well, I'm like bogging down right now. What the heck is this?
I am at the T-switch right now.
Okay, I'm a little behind you then. I've been braking a little hard when I came down that spiral.
It's fine. It's fine. It's
I'm
fine.
bogging.
It's
I'm
fine.
bogging. I need
It's
to
fine.
go down a gear here.
I'm doing 40 through this. Just yoink. Yeah, that's terrifying. Diesel mechanicals and gas mechanicals, very fun to operate. The other one that we have that does run is our little 8-ton switcher called Pee-wee. And it's got a 4-speed manual transmission with a transfer case and a giant clutch, yep. And a giant straight 6 U.S. Army issue Hercules engine in it. So much fun. Running it fast is terrifying and awesome. Did you derail?
No. My engine just did like a... And then all the glass exploded.
Oh, you blew up the transmission!
And now I derailed.
Yeah, I was wondering if that would happen or not to either of us.
Yeah, I blew up the transmission, I guess. And can we talk about how the derails are awesome? When you have 4, it just shoved me. The whole train just pushed me, and dude, my whole train is just off on a corner. This is sick. All right, I gotta reload. I'm gonna save first because like I might come look at this later, but I gotta load.
Yeah, you're
that's
just
a load.
thumbnail shot, bud. Thumbnail shot.
Dude, the transmission, I downshifted to 6, and then I guess I wasn't paying attention to the RPMs. Maybe I ran the RPMs too high, and it blew the transmission.
It'll
that
get
must
ya.
have been it. Dang it, that screwed me over completely now. And now I'm at zero speed here.
Yeah, now you have to start over. Godspeed.
Well, not starting over really, but
Starting mid-run.
mid-run, yeah.
This is very spicy through here right now. It's
Still
fine.
no stand.
I think the speed, I think it's 60 through here, and we're doing like 66, so it's fine. Just hope that
Okay,
this little
am I just, like,
three-axle
waiting
dude
20
stays
I'm
on
waiting.
the rails.
I'm just waiting forever for my freaking
Your brake pipe to charge
to
up.
pressurize. Yeah. Turns out 14 cars is a lot of brake pipe.
Yep. All right, I hit 70, and I started to get a new sound going around that curve, so gonna apply a little brake now.
Wait a minute though. Hold on. If you have like a 2-mile train, how long are you waiting for the brake pipe?
Oh, forever. Dude, it's ridiculous. That was like one of the biggest challenges we always heard about when we would have these huge trains on the railroad during grain season, because a lot of the grain trains go to the port up in Seattle when I worked up there, and then they run back to Montana, and they would try to run the empties as long as they could because they needed to reload them right away. And so you'd be talking about a 14,000 or a 16,000 foot long train, so that's like 3 miles, right? Five kilometers pretty much worth of train. And they would have 3 sets of locomotives on the train, and it would take hours to chase down all the leaks to get the brake pipe to not leak enough that it would actually meet the FRA requirements for brake pipe
That's
like,
just from leaks
across
through the
it.
connectors and everything else.
Yeah,
right?
you lose through fittings, through the glad hand connections between cars. Air just leaks, right? So they're trying to send 90 PSI the whole way down, and you have to have, I want to say, FRA requirement is you got to be within 15 front to back.
Right.
Memory's a little fuzzy, but so you can't have anything less than 75. And so they were chasing it forever, and all the carmen had to like change out hoses, change out this, do this, whatever. And I mean, it would take them like 7 or 8 hours. And then finally it's tested, then they'd call the crew, and then the train would take off. So yeah, it's ridiculous when you've got a big train like that, how long it takes.
All right, I'm moving again. I'm not going to downshift to 6.
Yeah, that apparently was your downfall last time.
Well, I was going up a hill and I downshifted to 6, and then I really wasn't watching the 100 RPM limit.
Oh yeah.
And like, it's not a lot. 100 RPM is, or 1,000
It's
RPM.
yeah, it's times 10,
100 times
1,000.
10.
Yeah.
But all right, I'm moving again though. I'm at 50. It does take a bit to get this train moving. Luckily, I was at a spot where I didn't stall out.
Yeah, that would have been a bummer. You would have had to.
Yeah, because I have no sand, so I was able to get going at least.
Right, you would have had to like try and unvalley yourself like a roller coaster.
Yeah. The biggest issue is honestly just waiting for the brake pipe.
Yep. Takes a long time. You gotta charge. I mean, 14 cars would still take, in real life, I mean, it would probably take a good 15 minutes because you'd get air to the train, and then depending on what type of control valves the cars have, sometimes it would be, you know, okay, you can get air on them and then they'll work. All of the more modern and safety compliant whatever valves require at least 10 minutes to charge before they'll actually work. So 10 minutes, flow to the back of the train, make sure each valve gets 10 minutes. You know, you'd probably be able to air test it 12, 13 minutes after you put air to it, and then it would all do the thing, so.
I really hope the devs look at Derail Valley multiplayer seriously.
I really do too. Like, it would be so much fun. The sim, everything
not
that's
only
in
just
it.
for like, oh, I'm so dead. I'm doing 60 through a 40.
Ah, you're fine. That's what the brake's for. Just dump it. Put it all the way over.
Yeah, I think I'm okay. And the only reason I would love it is not just for like, you know, the scheduling trains and having to watch each other on different tracks and stuff and like own the track at a time. Like, it'd all be about scheduling. I need to go left here. There we go. But it would also be cool just to like double head stuff or like, you know, front and back stuff. Like double heading, obviously you can do the multi-unit hookup and then you can control them both with like both diesels simultaneously, but you can't double head steam that way.
Right.
Heading steam would be really cool because you
Two
have to actually, like, manage your own locomotive, right?
You could pull
and
just
then
about
the front and
anything
back
with
double
that.
heading, you know, whatever that's called, the ending.
Pushing on the rear. Yeah, rear shover.
Yeah.
Or if you're over in England, it's called banking.
Banking?
Yeah, banking. That's their term. Oh, it's the banking helper, and sometimes they didn't even couple in. They just literally just shove on the back.
But yeah, that would be like, those would be the kind of things that would be cool, especially with steam. Like you know, trying to manage a super heavy train that's only works with 2 locomotives when you're both running them independently. Like that would just be,
dude, it would be absolutely killer.
It'd be a wicked experience.
I was chatting with Derail Valley developer Zybok just the other day. They watched.
You said multiplayer? What?
No multiplayer. No air brake nerdiness stuff. They watched my video about my last Derail Valley video, and I was kind of like, I don't know why the automatic brake doesn't just sit and dump, why it springs back. And then we had a little conversation back and forth about air brakes, and so it's on the list. So they're gonna correct an issue with the automatic, which will make the nerds happy.
Here's a important question, but there's no clutch on this engine, right?
Yeah.
So like, if I'm going above 100 RPM, but I'm already in 8th gear, like, do I have to slow down my train?
I could assume so. I definitely had it over that, and it didn't blow up somehow. It probably just made things mad in maintenance land. So I guess you can go over somewhat, but not by much.
Like I'm doing 70, and every time I turn, this train squeals.
Yeah, there's no way to take it out of gear. Yeah.
No, and like I've got no throttle on.
Right, it's just the connection, the direct, you know, the direct mechanical connection.
Yeah,
that is
like
keeping the engine running like that. Yeah.
This is a 60. And I've got to go right. Okay.
Getting close to the steel mill. I've got to drop them off on the B3i.
Is it always? It's always like B3i.
It feels like it's always that
B3i
track.
for me. Yep. And I'm going right. Perfect. Thank goodness, because I wasn't gonna hit that switch if it was set wrong. I was going so fast, dude. There's no way. Like, it's like a freaking FPS to try and hit these switches.
You got a quick time event. Press the buttons in order. Yeah.
All right, let's give it full throttle. We gotta get places.
Okay, I'm
dude, if I hadn't derailed there, I can't believe
now.
I downshifted to 6th. I pulled the Fast and Furious move. You know, I couldn't find my extra 5th gear. You know what I mean?
You tried to clutch kick the locomotive, and it didn't work out.
Yeah,
in your
I
favor.
tried to clutch kick it, and it blew up. It was a violent explosion too. The whole engine smoked. The glass all broke on all the windows, and then I derailed.
I definitely just shifted down from 8th to I think 6th, and almost blew up the engine. It was doing way too many RPMs. It's fine.
Yeah, that's what I did. 8 to 6 is just so natural. 8 to 7 is kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't actually know what 7 is.
So
for all I know, I just went 8 to 5, but it's fine.
This is the engine though for Too Fast, Too Furious. Just the close-up shots of the hands on both shifters, like
dude, exactly.
You know,
be the thing.
Doing all the things. It's like, oh no, we gotta pass him in the corner. Like down to 1, the wheels start squealing. You know, they're like coming off the track sideways. You know what? This is the Polar Express engine. 1 on either side. You know, he's got the 2. He's got the 2 reversers going on. The 2 Johnson bars somehow that are independent. Because that makes sense.
Totally makes sense.
I actually just looked at a best builds video in Scrap Mechanic, and there were a couple of locomotives that were built with full-out Johnson bar mechanisms that actually worked, and like 90-degree offsets on the wheels, the whole piston setup, Johnson bar, everything.
I definitely watched a bit of that video. I got to the
Garrett?
point. I got to the point where you didn't know what a Bear Garrett was, and I was like, "Con,
bro,
really?
I was like, what is
really,
this?
Con?"
It's a 482 times 2. They were just like, yeah, let's just put 2 of them together. I know we've talked about it at some point. I forgot what it was.
They're so goofy, super neat, but yeah, super.
They were
goofy.
just like, hey, what if we took like an engine, right? and like flipped it around and put it on the other side.
What if we put the locomotive boiler on a bridge between the engines?
And then just fed it to 2 engines. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's the thing. They actually were apparently very, very good for tight curvature, like better than a conventional articulated locomotive.
3 articulating points, right? Like 3 different sections that all move.
So they were really good, and people, God, the people that like Garrett's are staunch defenders of them. I always toss shade because, funny and European / Australian / African. But super unique and cool machines. But those scrap I've played enough scrap mechanic now to know that like making anything is really hard, and so seeing some of that stuff was just like, holy crap! Who figures this out?
People are nutty. There's a thing in scrap mechanic where you can like kind of glitch stuff inside of other stuff, and that's like the big exploit where
glitch welding. Yes.
Yeah, so that's like where people make all these crazy detailed things where it just looks unbelievable, and and the fact that it works blew my mind. The fact that it's actually like moving the Johnson bar up and down, and that's what determines like the valve gear movement. It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's just next level. Like, I built up working valve gear once. I got to get back into it. The dimensions of valve gear are just mechanically like beautiful.
Dude, it's so challenging to get correct. I don't know if you saw.
And if it's off by a tiny bit, it doesn't work at all.
Exactly.
It's just ridiculous.
I don't know if you saw the Animagraphs video of the big boy that I helped consult on. That I actually posted my reaction to it today while we're recording. So now you know when we recorded this. Haha. It's like he got one of the valve gear components, or maybe 2 of them, just clocked a little wrong, and one of the rods just slightly not the right length. And as such, it looks almost perfect. It really does, except for the fact that the expansion link moves way too far, and because of that, the actual lifting shaft that grabs the radius rod to make the forward-backwards be a thing, it looks like it's made of rubber because it had to change length to fit the rest of the animation, and it's like, that is so bloody hard to get right, but it was perfect for his video, so you'll have to check it out if you haven't.
I'm in 8th, and like 85, 850 RPM.
I got $69,000.
Yeah, I'm at full throttle. And like if I go to 7th, the throttle just goes into the red line.
Yeah,
but if I'm in 8th, it doesn't seem like I accelerate any more than this like 53 km/h I'm doing.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not a speedy boy. That's the funny thing about you wanting it for Chew Fast, Chew Furious, is that we'd have to speed up all the footage because it's slow.
It's kind of a cool engine though.
Dude, it's super cool. It's one of the coolest engines.
It's crazy how much power this has, and I love the dual gearbox. It's just great.
Dude, it literally pulls the universe. It is such a good locomotive. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of this thing. So neat.
How do I make sure all my cars are in the lane?
All right, use your eyeballs.
Downshift to 7th here. Let's go.
So it'll be interesting to see. You obviously had to reload, but we'll see whether or not your time beats mine.
I think I was a little conservative on the brakes coming down the helix. I was only ever doing like 45, 50 because I knew there were 40 sections that came up, but I didn't feel like always,
I get you. Yeah, I definitely ran it quick, so.
I am losing speed coming into the steel mill here, though. Holy cow. Full throttle, I'm already down to 6th.
Oh yeah, dude, that last climb into the steel mill is pretty brutal. So
I need 2 hands. This is the engine you need to run in VR, so I can have 2 hands and grab both shifters at the same time.
Right, and then just do both.
And just sit there going, like, honestly, this is the one locomotive where I really feel like having 2 hands would be great.
It is odd only having the one mouse, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you basically, like, some of these gear transitions, like, 6 to 5 and then 5 to 4. 5 to 4, you have to put 2, you have to go 1 up, 1 down at the same time, right? Like, you need to, realistically. All right, E3I, I know this track. This way, and it's going to be that big empty one. We are just slugging along. All right, I need to go to 4. There we go. That's a good gear.
Don't mind me, I'm just trying to scale the side of the steel mill however I possibly can.
I'm not gonna lie, even with the diesel mechanical, it's so much less stressful not running steam. Like,
yeah, when it when there's no risk of it Cthulhu moding whatsoever, except by your direct control, right?
Yeah, like there's the transmission problem, sure.
But like you directly have to make an action to make that happen. Whereas the railroad can just change all of a sudden, and then you can just blow up as the steam engine, which is
as long as you're looking at like your oil temp and stuff, and you're not running it too hot on the throttle, like you're fine.
I am the stack.
Makes you realize why we sort of evolved away from steam powered stuff.
Well, you know, there are many other reasons, but yes, that's definitely part of it.
There's also the whole like, you know, thermodynamics, energy efficiency of fuel versus steam. Is,
the big thing is just the maintenance. That's really what it boils down to. There's lots of reasons, and they all contribute.
Lugging water weight is so much, like you have to lug so much extra weight compared to lugging fuel weight.
Right.
You know?
Absolutely. And then
like
you have to have infrastructure
goes a lot further than a lot of water, right? Like that's
exactly.
Sort of
you have to have the infrastructure, water towers. You have to have all that stuff. But I mean, the big thing for me that most people don't seem to realize is that every 31 service days, you need to let the steam engine cool down, pull all the plugs, do a boiler wash, put it all back together. Which, if you're taking care of the engine, you don't hate the engine, takes a couple days. And if you are the railroad and you just want it done quick, I mean, it's still going to take you at least probably 12 hours to dump all the pressure, do the wash, and then actually refire it up and everything. And you have to do that every 31 service days. A modern diesel has 184 days of service before it sees the shop again. 184, that's half a year.
$69,000, bro.
So did I, dude. 69 grand. What was your time? What was your time?
What was your time?
What was your? I'll tell you mine if you tell me yours.
If you go to the first page, it'll tell you your exact time to the second.
My validation was 29 and 25 seconds.
Oh, mine was 30.09.
Even with your oopsie, that means you know that if you didn't have
as
to,
far off as I thought. I was only like 30 seconds off.
No, if you didn't,
I mean, the race itself, I blew up. That was a problem.
If you didn't have to restart, it would have been extremely close.
It would have been 30 seconds. Yeah, maybe 30 seconds. And on top of that, when I restarted, I had to get back up from 0 speed to full speed.
That's the thing.
So
that's
how
what
much
killed
time
you.
did I waste in that 30 seconds getting back up to full speed?
You might have run faster over the rest of it, but at the end of the day, you still blew up the choo-choo con.
Well, so, I downshifted to 6, and
then it went explode.
And then I exploded. Yeah. Well, good game. That was a good race. Oh, did they not pay me?
You gotta take the money and then put it in your wallet. This is your wallet.
Bro, I didn't take the money, right?
Is it gone?
And it's not in the machine.
It might be in the lost and found.
Where's the lost and found?
It's the shack.
Where's my 69 grand?
It's the shack next to the station.
All right, where's my 69 grand? Someone just found 69 grand and decided to just put it in the lost and found.
A citizen of the steel mill is just.
Yep, someone put my 69 grand in the lost and found.
They're good people at the steel mill, okay? No thieves. Yeah. It's fine.
All right, well, sick. Let us know what you guys think in the comments down below.
What challenge would you like to see next? Because that was fun. Viewer suggestion. It felt like all my comments said, do the DM3, and now Con's learned to do something new. So that was fun.
I like it's cool. The shifting is cool. It doesn't have the. I mean, maybe it's because we're on these large trains. Maybe we have to go on smaller trains to really feel it. But it doesn't have the like get out of the hole. I mean, we're pulling 14 cars, I guess. So.
Yeah, a lot of weight, right?
I was
it's
really
designed
hoping
for
to feel the Chew Fast, Chew Furious, always shifting to second.
It's the meme for that, but I mean it's a little slow for that, if I'm being perfectly honest. So
yeah, but we got to race those big steam guys too.
We do S282s.
I haven't raced big steam yet. I also haven't done slug stuff. Haven't done multi-unit stuff. I'm a fresh noob.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. Oh, actually, before we go, somebody did give me a great idea for a challenge that we should try at one point. At the bottom right of the map, there is the garage where you unlock the slug. It's up that little squirrely pass to the bottom right of the harbor.
Okay.
And that has the steepest grade in the game. I think it's even like up to 5%, and it also has the slowest speed limit in the game that goes down to 1. It's literally a 10.
Okay.
And we spawn some stuff up there and try and bring it down. I think that would be the best next race. Just saying.
Okay.
See who bins it the least with a heavy load down that. Because bye-bye brake shoes.
All right, sounds good. Well, let us know what you guys think, and we'll see you all next time.
Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.